What's going on, Collider Games fans? I'm Caboose, and today what I got for you guys here is some potential leaks for Apex Legends, some new legends that may be coming to the game, as well as a vehicle that may be coming to the game. And all of this comes from people who are data mining the in-game files for Apex Legends and finding some of the secret code within the game. And this is something that people have done a lot for different games. You know, I see this a lot with Fortnite. Sometimes even people are able to data mine the actual images of skins that are yet to be released. So most of the time, this stuff ends up being true, but of course, you know, this could also just be devs tinkering and just experimenting and adding this stuff in. It doesn't necessarily mean this is 100% confirmed to be coming to the game. However, it is very likely based on the fact that data miners usually tend to be right on what they find within the in-game files of the game that they are data mining. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is something found within the files about a hover bike, and currently it seems that this is only something that devs are able to use, and it will potentially be something that will make its way into the game sometime soon. And I gotta be honest, not a fan of this idea. We'll see how it is in execution if this does end up making its way into Apex Legends, but as of right now, the movement speed in this game is so incredibly fast that adding something like a hoverbike could really ruin the way rotations work and the way that the game is paced. A big problem that I have with Fortnite, and I've mentioned this in previous Apex Legends videos right here on Collider Games, is that there are so many vehicles in Fortnite. You got planes, you got ATVs, you got the whole 9 yards, and you have a million ways to transport around the map quick as hell. And what that does is it makes it so that you're finding enemies really early on, and you're finding a majority of them really early on. And then what that does basically is you have this massive circle, and until it gets super small, you're basically just looting and getting materials and waiting till you find somebody. And that could happen to Apex Legends unless you're going to be that team that's traveling across the map just hunting as many people as you can. You are going to be doing pretty much nothing but looting for a majority of the game if we have, you know, redeploy balloons, the movement speed of our characters, the sliding down hills, and hover bikes. So I don't really know how I feel about the idea of adding vehicles in the game. We'll see how it is in execution. I don't want to judge it before we see it officially in the game, and it might not even end up in the game, so we'll see about that as well. But overall, just the idea of it, not sure how to feel. Moving on though, we also had a ton of legends, or at least the names of legends, leaked within the in-game files. One of them specifically, there is a lot listed within these files that were data mined for a character of the name of Octane. Now right off the bat, when I hear the name Octane, I immediately think that this is probably going to be a fast-paced character, you know, maybe someone very similar to what we have with Bangalore and Wraith, characters that are smaller, faster, you know, more agile, that can get around the map very quickly, that can move around on the battlefield very quickly. But also, we see here in the in-game files that Octane may have an ability to use a stim. Now, if you're a fan of Titanfall, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say stim, but if you're not, to give it to you simply, the stim was an ability in Titanfall. It was a class that you could choose, and what this does is when you apply that ability, when you apply the stim to your character, it will both heal your character and increase your movement speed by a lot. So yeah, very fitting that a character by the name of Octane would have the stim pack ability, and I'm very intrigued to see what this character is going to look like, how exactly they're going to work. You know, right now all we know is the name and one potential ability for the character. I want to know what the ultimate will be if the stim pack isn't already the ultimate, and then what the passive ability will be for this character. But then also we had another name leaked within the data mining here for a character by the name of Wattson, and the ability tied to this character within the data mining is that of a Tesla trap. And of course, because of the name Wattson, it seems that this is going to have to do with something with electricity, you know, considering they have a Tesla trap of some sort. So I'm intrigued as well to see how this character is going to work, because honestly, that sounds like a ton of fun. An electric variant of what we already have with Caustic sounds extremely deadly, and I can't wait to see how both of these legends work when they make their way into the game. Speaking of which, when can we expect them to make their way in the game? Well, based on the roadmap that was shown for Apex Legends when the game was officially revealed, it seems that new legends are listed to come later this year when Season 2 kicks off in June. Season 1 is going to officially launch next month in March with the Battle Pass, and then later this year, it's mentioned that new legends will be coming to the game with Season 2 that comes later this year in June, and it is mentioned new legends, plural, so that could mean that both Wattson and Octane are going to be introduced around this time. And then lastly, the data miners did find a bunch of names within the in-game files similar to what they found with Wattson and Octane. However, they didn't find too much information about these names, so these could be legends that will be coming to Apex Legends. However, we don't have information about them like we do for Wattson and Octane, so they're probably going to be saved for a lot later down the line. And the names go as follow: Crypto, Husaria, Nomad, Prophet, Rosie, Rampart, Jericho, and Scunner. So that sounds really interesting. A lot of different names for legends there. I can't really put my finger on what all of these characters could do. Some of them are very generic names, so we'll have to wait and see what we can expect from these legends. But overall, a lot of interesting things packed into the data mining that was found from these people. We're going to have a link in the description if you want to read up a little bit more about this stuff. And overall, I am excited for the future of Apex Legends. There's going to be some awesome content coming to this game. I've been having so much fun with the game, and it can only get better from here, at least I hope so. And with that said, now we're going to kick it to you guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below about the potential leaks here for the game. What do you think about a vehicle like a hover bike being added into the game? And what do you think about Wattson and Octane, the leaked legends that may be making their way to Apex Legends sometime soon? We want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, a positive rating would be appreciated. And you can subscribe to the Collider Games channel for more gaming coverage. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.